says a group of students stood in a circle to play a game. The circle had a diameter of 22 meters. Which measurement is closest to the circumference of the circle in meters? So you have to write the formula first, and it's giving you what?
Diameter. Wait.
It's giving you diameter, right? Oops. So because it's giving you diameter, we're going to use the formula C is equal to pi d, sorry. Okay, so now all we have to do is replace what we know. So we know 3.14 is pi, and then the diameter is 22. So all we have to do is multiply 3.14 times 22. 2 times 4. 2 times 1. 2 times 3. And then you add a 0, same thing. 2 times 4. 2 times 1. And 2 times 3. You add it. So there's 1, 2 decimal places. So the answer is going to be C equals 69.08 meters. So that would be letter D. So you're going to take your paper, fold it in half, and then you should be able to see area of the circle once you fold it. Okay? And you're folding it where it shows blank, and then you're going to write the formula. A equals pi r squared. So fold it in half. The other way.
Oh.
Then you're going to put A equals pi r squared. And all that means is you're going to go ahead and find area by multiplying pi, radius, times radius. Who remembers exponents? Okay, remember if you had 3 to the second power, that's going to be 3 times 3, which equals to 9. If I have 10 to the third power, that's going to be 10 times 10 times 10. And that's going to give you 1,000. Okay? So remember, you're multiplying it. You're not adding it. And don't make that mistake. That's what we're doing with r squared. We're going to multiply radius times radius once we know what radius is. Okay? Any questions on that? So make sure you write both formulas. The one that's the one on top is going to be in your reference chart. The one on the bottom is going to be something that you apply. Our examples here. So this is the top part once you open your foldable. And it tells you one of them is giving you 12 millimeters. Well, what is that 12 millimeters? Is it radius or diameter? Radius. So I know radius is going to be 12. Do I need diameter in this case? Not really. If you look at the formula, you don't. So let's go ahead and write the formula. It also tells you to do it in terms of pi. So that means you're not multiplying pi. You're not multiplying pi at all. So you're not substituting with 3.14. So what you do is you write area equals to pi r squared, which is the same as area equals to pi radius times radius. Remember, the top one is what you're going to be given. The bottom one is something you're applying yourself. Okay. So we don't know what area is. Because it says terms of pi, I'm not changing pi at all, but I am going to change radius to 12 and then another 12. So what's 12 times 12? 144. So that means area is going to be 144 pi millimeters squared. And that's my answer. Let's look at the second example. Now, the second example, you have 20 yards. So that's going to be what? Your radius or diameter? So I know diameter is 20 yards. So radius would be 10 yards. Bless you. Okay, and again, because they give you diameter, remember you have to find radius, which is just 10 yards. So now we're going to go ahead and apply the formula. Area equals to pi radius squared, which means we're applying radius equals to radius times radius. Area, sorry, not radius. Okay, I'm not replacing pi because I'm not multiplying pi, but I am multiplying my radius times radius.
Bless you.
So in this case, what is the area of this circle? 100 pi yards squared. So the next two examples, you are going to use 3.14 for pi. So let's go ahead and read it. A hubcap on a tire has a radius of 6 centimeters. What I suggest is you draw the picture. So radius, remember, it's from the center to the edge of the circle, and that's 6 centimeters. What is the area? They're asking for area. So let's go ahead and use our formula. A equals pi radius squared. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use 3.14, but I'm going to leave that until the end. So you have pi equals 6 times 6. And what's 6 times 6?
36.
36. And I'm going to go ahead and now replace 3.14. So now I'm going to go ahead and multiply that. So 3.14 times 36, 6 times 4, 6 times 1 plus 2, 6 times 3, add a 0, 3 times 4, 3 times 1 plus 1, 3 times 3, and then you add. And how many decimal places do we have? So it's 1, 2. So that means area is equal to 113 and 400 centimeters squared. The next one reads, Jessica's garden has a diameter of 3 meters. What is the area of her garden? Okay, so again, we're still using 3.14 for pi. So if they're giving you a diameter of 3 meters, then what would be the radius? Yes, because that's half. So it's 1.5 meters. That's your radius. And that's what we're using for my area. So again, we have the formula. So A equals to pi radius times radius. Now I'm going to go ahead and multiply 1.5 times 1.5 because if I actually add them, it becomes 3, right? And did we really multiply it? No. So we need to make sure we're doing that. So 5 times 5.
25.
5 times 1 plus 2. 1 times 5 and 1 times 1. So A equals to 3.25. I think that's correct. No, 2. Sorry. It's 2.25, not 3. See, you guys don't even correct me.
Sorry.
Times 3.14. So now I'm going to go ahead and multiply that. So I'm gonna move this up.
Oh my gosh.
Excuse me.
Yes, it's a lot of multiplication. But in the end, you should get the correct answer. So 5 times 4,
20,
5 times 1 plus 2,
7,
5 times 3,
15,
add a 0, 2 times 4,
8,
2 times 1,
2,
2 times 3, add 2 zeros, 2 times 4, 2 times 1, and 2 times 3. You guys can't even do simple math.
Yeah, Nico.
Okay, so 15,
No.
8 and 8, 16,
Charge it up.
10, and 7. So you have how many decimal places? So that's 4. So my area is going to be 7.065 meters squared. Okay, so the last one reads, the circumference of a circle is approximately 12 and 5,600 feet. What is the area? Okay, so now they're giving us circumference. So because they're giving us circumference, we're going back to our circumference formula. So when we're finding area, we need what part of the circle? When we find area, we need what part of the circle? So it is radius that you need for area. So you need 2 pi r.
Oh, that.
Because you need the radius and you want to go ahead and find what the radius is.
Oh.
Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and replace what we know. So we know circumference is 12. Quiet. 12 and 5,600. And we know 2 is 2. We know pi is 3.14. And we need to find radius. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and multiply 2 times 3.14, which is 6.28 radius. Then I'm going to divide. So in this case, you have 12.56 divided by 6.28. Okay, and remember, what do you have to do to the decimal? Kick the ball to the wall. So whatever you do outside, you do inside, and bring it straight up. Now all we have to do is figure out how many 628 goes into 1,256.
I think 2.
Okay, so let's try 2. So 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. And 2 times 6 is 12.
Perfect.
So that means radius is equal to 2.
Wow.
So are we done here?
No.
No, because we still need to find what?
Area.
Area. We still need to find area. So let's go ahead and use the formula. Area is equal to pi radius squared. So we're replacing what we know without replacing pi. So I still have pi is equal to, actually area is equal to radius times radius. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 pi is 3.14. And now all I have to do is multiply. 4 times 4 4 times 1 plus 1.
5.
4 times 3.
12.
It's 12. What?
You mean it's 1,256?
Is it
No,
1,256?
it's 12.56, miss. I'm not dumb.
Okay. So this is going to be 12 and 5,600 feet squared. What do you notice about area and circumference of this circle?
It's the same.
It's the same.
So we had the answer all along.
Yes, but it's not always going to be that way. So don't fall for that.
Only in some cases.
Only in some cases. And only in this case, when radius is 2 or diameter is 4, then it's the same because 2 times 2 is 4. When you divide 4, it becomes 2. So that's the only reason. Okay, so what you're going to do now is you're putting this in your composition book. Make sure you tape it down. You don't want any of it to fall out because you are going to need it for your test. And then your assignment is this. It is only 6 problems. You're responsible to do at least 4. That's it, just 4. So pick the ones you want to use, and then you may go ahead and turn that in.
Thank you, miss.